Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Help! I'm stuck in a podcast! No echo today, sorry, cannot be bothered, truth be told. Just me this week. Fraser is away and having a lovely time. I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week. But, this is quite a touchy subject, I guess, because not really many people want to talk about this sort of stuff, and I thought, it's something that's going on in my life right now anyway, and it's something that's happened in my life, I guess, before as well, literally weeks before, so I thought, let's have a little chat about it. Let's just say, fuck cancer, right? How shit of a thing it is. Like, it's... If you don't know, I posted about it the other day because it was finally posted about as well. I've known for about a month or so, just over. Probably about a month and a half, and that's why I took some time off a while back. And basically, my mum has breast cancer, and it fucking sucks. Cancer as a whole just sucks. And this is gonna be a really short episode, by the way. I'm just saying now, and I'm sorry for that. But it's all I can really think about talking about this week because it's not been the best. Like, I don't know. It's just a bit shit of a thing, and I thought, rather than just kind of leave it to not talk about, let's just talk about it for once, because no one really wants to talk about this stuff, so it needs to be talked about sometimes, I guess. It's okay to talk about stuff, if you're not feeling, happy and stuff, it's fine to talk about. It's just, I don't know. So, yeah, my mum has breast cancer. I recorded this episode as well, back on Sunday, and it's now about an hour before the podcast comes out, and I thought, I'm going to re-record it, because I've got more, information and updates now compared to, what I did have. And so my mum has breast cancer. She posted about it herself. I'm not revealing this for her, obviously. And she found out back in early September, and she didn't want to. It's a hard thing to say, obviously. So, obviously, I don't live with my mum. I don't know if anyone of you knew that, but I don't live with my mum. She lives in Scotland, and I'm still down in my hometown at the moment. But she told me some point last month, I think it was the middle of the month or something, maybe slightly before. I feel like it was just before the middle of the month last month, so early September, and or mid-September, and she was getting some more tests and scans and stuff, and she'd had a scare before, and it was clear. But then, obviously, this one was not clear. So, I think the message really is keep checking on yourself, because even if you're clear one day, you might not be cleared the next, I guess. I don't really know how to put it in the best way. She had her first surgery yesterday, which she's out. She's okay. She's fine. She's hoping she doesn't have to have chemo and stuff. But, she's been on several painkillers. She's been feeling quite sick, so she's had a lot of anti-sickness stuff. She's not really been able to sleep for the last night, and she's kind of been checked for every hour or so just to make sure she's okay. And thankfully, she is okay, as best as she can be. I mean, it's a scary subject, and this isn't the first time I've known of someone to have cancer. It's the first time in my family that I know that someone's had cancer, which fucking sucks, because it in the nicest way possible, it's really weird when it's not weird, it's really a lot harder when it's so close to home. We had a friend who's had I think it's bone cancer, and he recently passed away, literally the beginning of September, I think, or the end of August, beginning of September. I think it was the first week of September he died of cancer, and that was a really close family friend of 15 years or something, maybe even getting up to 20 years, and that fucking sucked, because he's only I think he was 50 something, maybe very early 60s, and that's really young. My mum's only, oh god, I'm going to get this wrong, 47. I'm not going to get it wrong. My mum's only 47, and, you know, for her to have it at that age, that really is awful. And it's when it is family as well, it really hits you harder, obviously. Like with any sort of like disease and stuff like that. It really, really sucks, you know? And you know, it has taken a little bit of a toll on my mental health, because obviously I want to make sure, you know, my mum's okay. And generally I've been having a bit of like a shit mental health for like, you know, the last couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks or so. And I'm okay to say that, you know, it's just stuff that happens in life. Sometimes you have bad weeks, sometimes you have good weeks, sometimes you have multiple bad weeks in a row, and little bits in between that are okay. And at the moment, I'm on multiple bad weeks in a row with little bits in between that are okay. And I think the general thing is just fear of, you know, not really knowing what's going to happen. You know, there's no proper treatments and stuff at the moment for this sort of stuff. And, like, even, God, I'm struggling now. even, even chemo and stuff and radiotherapy, it's something, but it's not always guaranteed to work, and it can put you in, like, a bit of a shit sort of mood, I guess. My mum is hoping she doesn't have to have chemo, because, you know, she likes her hair. But we're really hoping, you know, fingers crossed, that everything's kind of okay again by, like, March, May sort of time. Somewhere between March and May, I think. And that's the goal. She's hoping she's going to be all good by then, and obviously, we don't know if that's going to be happening or not. We don't know what's going to happen, where or how or whatever. I am going to visit my mum at some point within the next few weeks as well. I haven't been able to for the last few, just because I was going to, and then it didn't work out on the day we set. So we had to cancel that, and she's had to isolate, obviously, because COVID hospital stuff is still huge. So, yeah. But now, while she's in the recovery period again, for the next couple of weeks, probably just after she's kind of recovered, that's when I'll go and visit. So probably, you know, somewhere, I don't know, 15th, 28th sort of time of November. But, yeah, that's it really for this episode. It's really just a big fuck you to cancer sort of thing. Like, it is difficult to kind of live with, and like I said, it's really difficult when it's a family member that's got it, because it's just so close to home, you know? And I hope any of you that are also suffering with stuff like this right now, you know, whether it's a family member or a friend or whatever that has cancer, or if your own mental health as well is kind of plummeted right now. I know it doesn't help with it coming up to winter, because usually winter's the month where I feel a bit more shit in life, and it is now winter, or it's coming up to winter, and, you know, it's not the nicest patch. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's it for this week, to be honest. Hope you're all well. Stay safe. Don't, I don't know, don't do something. Do something, yeah. Don't do something. Don't listen to what I just said. Do something. Have some fun. If you can't think of something to do, just go and do something. You know, go for a walk. You'll probably find, like, go for a walk to a place you've not been before. You'll probably find some things that you've probably never even discovered in your own hometown and stuff, you know? But yeah, ultimately, stay safe. Because, I mean, even, like, sorry, this is like, I'm like backtracking from the outro here, but like, even, you know, the whole club thing at the moment as well, with all the spiking shit. How fucking disgusting is that? What a shit world we live in right now, right? Is it just me that thinks that? Like, it's really shit to see people are getting spiked by needles and stuff in a club where they're just meant to be having fun. It's just shite to see that people are getting spiked in general, and all this random shit happening in the world. It really sucks. But yeah, I thought I'd say as well, right at the end here, I probably gonna have a break for a little bit from the podcast. I spoke to Fraser about this, and he's fine with that. I think he's gonna have a special guest on for a few weeks. It'll probably be Aiden, I guess, but it might be some other guests as well. I'm not too sure. I think I just need some time to kind of, you know, kind of track myself back into life a little bit more again, and kind of take a bit of time away to myself, focus on some other things for a minute, and focus kind of on just my own, like, mental health for a bit. So for now, thank you all for listening. Thank you for this shorter episode, and thank you for just listening to me talk about this stuff, because it doesn't get talked about enough, to be honest, stuff like this, and it needs to. So thank you again, and yeah, Fraser will see you next week. I won't. I know it is my birthday in a couple of weeks' time. I think it's 2 weeks as of this episode, but I might pop on for a little bit of that. I'm not too sure. We'll see. It really depends how I feel in the next couple of weeks. So thank you. See you soon. Thank you, Fraser, as well, for understanding that I need a little bit of time for a minute. So yeah. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.